So today I'm going to talk about Decky Loader, which is a small extension that you can install on the Steam Deck, and you can look at the documentation or the links I will provide for more details. It's very simple to install, and once you're done, you don't have to worry too much about it again. And it gives you access to a number of plugins. By itself, it doesn't do anything, but the plugins themselves are the one that provide additional functionalities on the Steam Deck interface. And I'm going to showcase here what you can expect from using this little tool. There's like, I think maybe 20 to 30 extensions available altogether. So it actually adds a lot to your daily experience, and some of them I find them very useful, and I would recommend that you check them out if you are an owner of the Steam Deck. So first, let's have a look at what you can do with the actual plugin. This is a small plugin here that gives you a small icon linking to the ProtonDB in every page. So in case something is not yet supported on the Steam Deck, you can use that plugin to have a look, what is the actual rating on Proton, kind of thing. So it's very useful. Another plugin here enables you to change the artwork by using the Steam Grid DB. And you can see here I have Google Chrome installed, and by default it does not come with any artwork. So here I'm using this extension to select different type of artwork that would be used in different situations. If you have a vertical, I would say kind of capsule, it would appear in the first tab here. The white capsule is one before. Here the hero is what happens when you click on the application itself before launching it. You would have a bigger image that takes like half of the upper screen. And then the logo that can be used to display the text. Typically the logo is, I believe, some kind of vector title. I believe, I'm not maybe wrong about that. So you can actually resize it without losing resolution, I believe. And then the icon is used whenever you're downloading something or updating an application. It will be showing up in your upper bar. And at the end of the day, you can see the last manage tab. Here you can see how everything looks, and you can also modify the position of the logo that you have chosen, text logo that you have chosen, versus the hero screen only. As you can see here, you can move it around several anchor points that are probably predefined by the Steam UI, and you can just adjust things and see what works best for you. I think in this case I will go, I think bottom left probably looks the best. And then you save it, and after that you will be back to the interface. And this is exactly what it looks like on the Steam Deck, so it's great. I use this one because there's a bunch of games that have I think not really good artwork, so it's great to have an option there. We can go and see some other things. This is the interface that is being pulled when you use the Steam, I would say like menu button on the right side. And you will see this will be additional tab basically that you can use for Decky Loader related stuff. One thing that's really interesting is all the games you install using Heroic Launcher, for example, do not come with any basically artwork by default. So this is a great extension to make sure that that those games that are not from Steam come up with some nice visuals, even though they are basically completely outside the interface. So this way you can integrate them nicely within the Steam interface. So it's great. Next, you have Vibrant Deck. I think lots of people have been complaining about the fact that the screen of the deck is a little bit dull in terms of colors. This is a great extension to increase saturation a bit. I played a little bit with the settings, and I find like 150 in saturation give me a good balance. So of course your experience may vary. You have controller tools to automatically, I would say, select controllers that you like to pair with the Steam Deck. Deck FAQ is supposed to be a way to consult FAQs about games. I'm using the last version here, and for some reason it's actually very hard for me to find any guide for any of the games I have installed. So I'm not sure why. Maybe those games don't have any guides, or the plugin has some issues. I'm not sure which one it is. It would be nice, of course, to have this working, because if you're stuck in a game, maybe without using a computer, you could directly check the deck FAQs here and hopefully find some help without having to use any other device. So unfortunately, this does not seem to work when I tried it. The Bluetooth menu enables you to pair again some stuff you used recently, so it's fairly practical as a shortcut. Auto suspend is a great way to maybe make sure you don't run out of battery by default, and you can set different warning level as well as a critical level where your deck would auto suspend to make sure it doesn't get into a situation where it goes completely to zero, which is a great plugin to have. SteamGridDB, I already mentioned it earlier, and I was showing you different cases where it's useful, so we'll not go back on this again. The bar shortcuts is what you can use to actually load stuff that's already included in your desktop mode, and actually launch them from here. So this is where you have Chrome here, for example. CSS Loader, it enables you to apply CSS modifications to the screen here, the interface. So you can either completely change the whole interface, or change some aspect of it. This particular plugin I selected right now actually makes the game screen, when you just before launching a game, into almost like full screen kind of visuals, which is very nice. Then of course if you disable it, you come back to the usual screen. So some are, I would say, simple variations on what you typically have within the usual deck interface, and then some other are complete replacement, or I would say redesigns by modifying many aspects of the interface, like this one, Pip-Boy from inspired by Fallout series, makes everything green and changes the fonts of the menus and so on. So it's has a number of basically of customization that are applied on the typical Steam interface, and there's many other that you can actually download from directly this plugin. So if you can download Steam, you can see here there's a lot of other menus available. So some are just, I mentioned, like some slight modifications, some are complete redesigns of what you could expect in the Steam Deck. So yeah, I'm not really too much into these kind of things, but some people like to apply full customization on their device. So this is what this plugin can do for you. And then you can, of course, toggle off everything back to the default if you need to. So it does not make any permanent modification. And I think finally we have the Decky Recorder. I didn't use it here, but it's a small plugin to record videos from your Steam Deck when you're playing. I've had some issues with it. Sometimes it would not record, so I would record, and sometimes the compression of the video was not great. I think the UI could be improved, but it could be nice to take some short videos of PlayStations, for example. Here you can actually browse a lot of the other plugins that are potentially available for Decky Loader. You can see there's many of them. I typically do not install the ones that are have root access to your device, because there's always security risk there. But otherwise, it's fairly installed very fairly easy to install all of them. As you can see, install button. It takes a few seconds typically, and you're done. And there is an auto update system as well, so that you can basically update every time there's a new version of every particular plugin. Yeah, I would say not all of them are equally interesting. Some add like VPNs kind of aspects, kind of things. Some others are very nice for specific use case. So I would say have a look. I can see like almost 40 of them right now. It's probably increasing over time. And I would say it's a great addition to the Steam Deck interface as a whole. And I know that many people are already using it and liking it very much. So I would recommend you have a look at it if you own a Steam Deck, see if something that's useful for you. And then we can probably talk about it again if there's any major news on this front in the future. Alright, we'll part here for today, and have a great day, and talk to you again soon.